Welcome back into another new session with me, Geetu. So, what are we going to be learning in this particular session today? We have completed the three topics of our marketing mix, that is product, price, place. So, today definitely we would speak how people are ending up to pay for whatever product has been manufactured. So, what is the most important element of marketing is uh, promotion. Yes. So what are they saying? Make your marketing so useful that people would pay for whatever you are manufacturing. So definitely when we go shopping, we'll ensure that whatever we like, we'll end up purchasing it. Whatever is the price, we'll ensure that even if we don't have money, we would save money and then later invest that money to buy the product what we wanted or dreamed of, right? So most important ones are advertising, then you have public relations. In this, just one topic is important, but in advertising all topics are very important. Now when you talk about personal selling, you have probably two marker questions that would come from here, and probably you will have another eight marker that comes from here, but until now it's not come in the paper, so it's always better for you to learn it. Now in sales promotion, you have a practical oriented question that is that usually comes from this particular topic. Then you have merits and demerits, which will only come for one mark or two marker or may not come as well. So directly we'll move on into the what exactly is the meaning of promotion. What are they saying? When you are manufacturing a product, when you are setting a price for the product, your selling of the product doesn't end there. Your selling begins only when you know how to communicate and how to tell people what your product is. So, if the communication becomes absent here, if communication becomes absent, then the customers would not be able to understand what your product is or what your product does. So, you need to communicate properly, okay, and tell the people what's the kind of product that you're manufactured. Your labeling, your pricing, your packaging may look perfectly fine, but if you're not able to communicate and tell people what your product is, you're not able to convince them what is the utility and benefits, then I don't think so your product can survive in the market. So you going ahead and convincing people and communicating with people and telling people what exactly your product does is what is called as promotion. Okay, so that is the meaning of promotion. It refers to the use of communication with the twin objective of informing potential customers. Potential customers refer to customers who would buy your product, who you feel like. Example, let's say I'm introducing Lay's into the market. Now Lay's chips is already there. You just imagine that it's not there. I'm introducing Lay's chips into the market. Now who will my potential customers be? My target customers are definitely going to be children. Why? Because children are the ones who eat junk nowadays, right? So they are the ones who would definitely buy my product, and depending on the children's, I would ensure that the taste of the product vary from flavor to flavor. So that is what you're persuading them to purchase your product is what is. Now, the first element of promotion mix I told you is advertising. Advertising is very important when it comes to your marks, because all the time I see questions from this particular topic in your final exams and as well as your tests as well. So please ensure, hook or crook, you're not leaving this particular topic. You are learning this particular topic, and trust me, it's very easy, because it's below every merit you just have like 3 4 points, demerits you have 3 4 points, objections you have around I think 5 points. So you're done with this particular topic. So that's the reason I'm telling you, trust me, it's an easy topic. Okay, now what exactly do you see on the screen? On the screen you see you have meaning, you have features of advertising, where you have 2 points which will come for 2 marks. Then you have the merits of advertising, what you feel and why you feel advertising is advantageous. Then you have demerits of advertising. Now, what are the demerits of advertising? What is exactly people don't like about advertising? All that will become a demerit. Now, objections to advertising is something that's very important. I'm telling you, trust me, all the topics in advertising topic is important. Ensure that you're not even leaving one particular question from this particular topic called advertising. Now, what is this? What is objections? Objections means it's like how these lawyers argue for and against, like that people are arguing. Some people are telling advertisement is good, some people are saying no, it's bad because they end up cheating and taking money from us itself. So when I come to objections, I would again explain it what exactly it means. Now, going of advertising, what exactly is meaning? First thing, it is impersonal form of communication. What is impersonal form of communication? The meaning of impersonal word itself is telling you it is not personal. I am not coming to you word of mouth, and I'm not looking at your face, and I'm not communicating the message. I'm communicating the message on television or probably a newspaper, magazine, where I don't even know that you are listening to what I am actually speaking. Yes, so that exactly is what is called as advertising. It is the most commonly used tool. Everybody and anybody just wants to use advertising because it's the most easiest method of you communicating to the people. Okay, and looking at your advertisement, even in north, south, east, west direction, or even out of the country, people come and they want to buy your products. Yes, so um, we generally come across hundreds of advertisements every single day, which tells us so many things about various products, like what soaps, your chips, your detergents, your clothes, whatnot. You look into so many advertisements even before when you're watching a cricket match, when in between you when you're watching so many other things. Now there is something that I want to tell you. Do you know, especially during this cricket match time, there'll be an advertisement minutes of, like, let's say 5 minutes. In that 5 minutes, at least one 30 40 advertisements will actually be played there. These advertisements will not be full advertisements. It'll just be like let's say 30 seconds of every advertisement will get played. Now, what exactly is the need for them to do this? The main need is because during this IPL matches and 2020 matches, that's when people maximum sit to watch television as a family or even as an individual. They want to watch the television, and they don't want to miss a minute as well, even during their break time, let's say of that 1 minute or that 2 minute break time. So what happens in that 1 minute 2 minute break time as well? The advertisers want to squeeze in maximum amount of advertisements so that people like you who keep watching the television want to they actually feel that you will end up buying the product. Why? Because you are watching a match probably 1.5 hour 2 hours. In that 1.5 hour 2 hours, there are so many advertisements that you watch. So somewhere down the lane, when you feel that you want to buy a product, your mind will think about these advertisements even without you knowing that you're thinking about them, right? So example, you say Colgate, I actually go back to the advertisement of Colgate. When you say Coca-Cola, I go back to advertisement of Coca-Cola. Same thing with Mountain Dew. Now, how do I know these products exist? Because of the advertisements, right? So it's the most commonly used tool. It's impersonal form of communication, and every day we want to be telling. The next particular topic what you'll be learning today is merits and demerits of advertising. Again, I'm going to mark it very, 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 very important for you because it's really important. Okay, so please ensure you are nowhere leaving this particular answer. Now, there is a knack of studying this particular answer. Trust me, there is a knack, and I'm please ensure that you're going to follow this particular knack. Now, when we're talking about merits of advertising, look here. You have 1 point starting with M and 3 points starting with the word called E. So it's ME cube. Okay. So M stands for mass reach, E stands for enhancing expressiveness economy. Your points are done. Now, when we talk about disadvantages, we have There's another knack here. You have 3 points starting with L, that is L cube, and you have 1 point starting with I. So what is the 3 points starting with L cube for? Less forceful, lack of feedback, low effectiveness, inflexibility. So what is it? Anytime, see, these are shortcuts for you to learn an answer. Whenever you know that merits of advertising, ME cube, that means what? There are 3 points which start in E, there is 1 point which start in M. There are 3 points which start in L cube, there are 1 point which starts with I. So that's the demerits of advertising. Now, when we talk about advertising as a merit, think what may be advertising. Okay, so one is mass reach. Now, what exactly is mass reach? Word itself is telling you there is wide range of people who will be looking at these advertisements even in different corners of the world. Why? Because it's just one advertisement that you are creating, you are shooting, and then you are advertising it on various platforms like, let's say, television, radio, newspaper, magazines, and people are actually looking at it, and um, they're actually watching it and continuously, and depending on your advertisements they go and purchase the products. Like example, you see McDonald's burgers that's been advertised, and example, if you're hungry you will actually want to go and have a McDonald's burger. So why? Because these advertisements are something that a large number of people are watching, and it's these people are scattered throughout the vast geographical area, and because of that people are get tempted when they watch the advertisements, because they have a lot of advantage, that is advertisement has a lot of advantage over people. Now, the second one is enhancing customer satisfaction and confidence. Definitely, certain advertisements like say Fair and Lovely says when you keep using the Fair and Lovely cream for the next 2 weeks, your skin becomes lighter. Now, tell me how many of us have actually tried out this Fair and Lovely cream? At least most of us have tried, because as long as I remember, now these are the days where you have these Pond's White Beauty, or let's say the different kinds of creams that is actually coming up. Okay, when it comes to beauty creams, I'm saying. But those were the days where you only had like Fair and Lovely, or you had that Vico version, then Vico turmeric. There was one again. There was a cream, which these are the continuous advertisements which used to play, and depending on these advertisements people used to purchase these creams and apply it on their face. So for them it did not really matter if they became fair or if they became dark, but they were so accustomed to using it. Why? Because they were so satisfied with the particular product. Yes, now is the time where people are actually investigating, and the youth is actually checking if is really Fair and Lovely making people fair, is really weak or taking away pimples from the face of people. So what is it? Those were the days, and these are the days where customers feel satisfied when they use the product, and depending on the customer satisfaction it also increases their confidence. Yes, so product quality is very very important for the customer to be satisfied. Point is, that is the third advantage of advertising, is expressiveness. What are they saying? We have a lot of technology, we have a lot of art and computers designing that's come into existence. So what is happening? Even if Dhoni cannot pronounce the words of the advertisement, he can just lip sync, and somebody can actually change the words like as if he's talking about the product. Yes, there are so many things that comes it has come up now where the people, even if they have a frowning face, technology can make them smile on the television. Yeah, so what are they saying? If with the developments in the art and computer science and graphics, advertisement has developed into the most forceful medium of communication. There is a lot of reach into this, and because of this people also trust, and they also end up buying things. So even the most simple products and messages can look very very attractive. So the fourth one is economy. What is the meaning of economy? Any person, even if it's a low income group person, a middle income group person, or a high income group, Whichever category you fall into, you watch the advertisement. So if it is under your budget to buy the product, you buy the product. Very simple. If you cannot afford to buy that a car of, let's say, 20 lakhs or 30 lakhs where the advertisement is being played on the television, at least you can relish watching that car on the television, right? So advertisement is giving you the opportunity, creating an opportunity for you to enjoy something that you can't. So advertising is very economical mode of communication in large number of people. And what is happening? The overall cost of the advertisement is getting spread over numerous communication. So this again becomes a disadvantage. Now, what are they saying? For you to shoot an advertisement, it may cost you 50 lakhs to 1 crore. Okay, depending on the product what you are advertising again. So if you want to shoot an advertisement, it's very, very expensive because the crowd who you're reaching is a very large number of customers. And what happens? It's one time shoot that you are doing, and lifetime you can use the advertisement, you can play the advertisement, and you can go ahead selling your products. So what is happening here? It is reaching people. Even the lowest group of people is reaching the same advertisement. Even the highest group of people are watching the same advertisement. So, and what is happening here basically, the cost of this particular advertisement is getting spread into your product. Like example, this 50 lakhs, as long as you manufacture your products, that 50 lakhs will get divided into small units of your product. So let's say, for example, they are advertised for Colgate advertisement has become 20 lakhs. Okay, that means they spent 20 lakhs to shoot one advertisement for Colgate. Now this 20 lakh, how will the marketer get it back? He will include this price in the product. So one percentage of 1 5 rupees, whatever you're paying to buy a Colgate paste, let's say 70 rupees or 80 rupees paste, probably 5 rupees will go towards the advertisement or whatever they're advertising. So they can get back the money easily from you, and it caters to the needs of everybody, not only you, right? So now another new topic which I've already told you is important, that is what? Disadvantages or demerits of advertising. Now, yes, advertising has a lot of demerits. I wouldn't say a lot of demerits, but yes, it does have demerits as well. Now, you ask me what are the demerits of advertising? I would say probably they do not, it doesn't cater, or the language what they're using in certain advertisements doesn't cater to the people who are not educated. Okay, why? Because sometimes you are showing such a posh advertisement where only if you are educated, you can actually understand the advertisement. Otherwise, if it cannot be played in someone's mother tongue, then there is no use of you advertising that. And second thing is what? For people to pay for the particular advertisement, because sometimes you'll shoot an advertisement where you spend probably 5 crore, and for you to manufacture the product you just spend 5 rupees. But what are you doing? That 5 crore you're distributing it into the product, and you're making the people pay 15 rupees for the product, where the real worth of the product is just 5 rupees. All these add up to the disadvantages of advertising. So what is it? Less forceful. Less forceful means what? They do not force people to buy the product. You want to watch the advertisement, you watch. You don't want to watch the advertisement, you don't watch. You change the channel. So what is happening? There is no personal selling that's happening here. Okay, it's just that if you want to watch the advertisement, you want to buy the product, you buy. Otherwise nobody is forcing you. It's not a compulsion. People are asking you to buy the product here. Okay, so if for example if for example the same advertisement, people come to your house and they tell you this is how the product has to be used, these are the advantages, I'm sure you would actually tell them, you know what, until you came and told me about the product, I was not aware about this product. Yes, I've watched the advertisement over television, but still it did not make any sense to me. That's how you would react, right? So, this is one of the most major disadvantages, I would say, because there's no personal touch in the advertisement. They're just shooting the advertisement and they speak to whoever, they play it. So we don't even know if customers are able to understand. Then the second one is lack of feedback. Don't you think there are certain advertisements where people don't understand what is being done, and sometimes they'll really be wondering what is this particular person trying to tell us in this particular advertisement? Or you would say, I just don't like this advertisement, it looks so crazy, they sound so stupid. What is it? If these people want to give you feedback of improvement, they cannot do that to you. Why? Because there is no mechanism, or there's no way where you are actually telling them to communicate about the advertisement. Or probably you can say, but they definitely have a call center number behind your what do I say, behind the labeling. But I don't think so that's really easy for you. Tell me how many number of times you don't like an advertisement and you actually call the call center number and you complained telling that this advertisement is bakwas, it doesn't make sense. None of us have done it, right? So what are they saying? We do not have a chance, we refers to customers do not have a chance to give them a feedback of how their advertisements look or how their advertisements are. So the what are they actually saying? There are so many products where they actually say, you eat this, you will feel fresh. You consume this, you will feel energy bar, you will get a lot of energy, you can run like 400 miles or 400 four times around the ground. In reality, I really don't think so that works until you're using some artificial ingredients into it. Yes. So these are all the disadvantages. So less forceful, lack of feedback. Third one is inflexibility. What is inflexibility? It doesn't cater to the needs of everyone. That refers to the customers themselves. Customers are from different backgrounds, different localities, different languages. And if you are making the advertisement which can cater to different languages, then probably yes, your advertisement is effective. Otherwise, I don't think so. There's a flexibility in your advertisement. It is not tailor made to people's needs. Like example, I would say is, let's say deodorants. Deodorants cater to the needs of those people who like to use deodorants. You ask me truly, I don't like to use these deodorants. So I really wonder, why do people have to use these deodorants? To smell good? Okay, yeah, probably to smell good. But sometimes I feel deodorants are introduced just so that you don't have a bath and you can spray and you can still smell good, right? Because what I've actually seen is the more you use these deodorants and perfumes, I don't want to talk about perfumes, yeah, but the more you use deodorants, the more you start smelling. Okay, your sweat smells even more bad when you use your deodorants, and it becomes like an addiction for people to use it. Now tell me, if you're talking to a villager, will he definitely use your deodorant? No. So what is happening here? Your advertisements are not made depending on what people are or who people are. It's just inflexible. It just speaks to those particular educated crowd. Yes. So the fourth one is low effectiveness. That's the last point. Now what exactly is this low effectiveness? As the volume of advertising is getting more and more expanded, it becomes difficult to make advertising messages heard by the target prospects. This is affecting the effectiveness of advertising. Like I was telling you, there are so many advertisements coming into the market, really. So what is happening here? An advertisement which is probably 2 minutes, people don't have the patience to watch an advertisement for 2 minutes. So what is happening? They cut short the advertisement message and they make that for a minute. Now if it is an IPL or T20, they make the same advertisement catered to 30 seconds. So what is happening? The effectiveness of the advertisement message is actually lost. You ask me, when I'm watching these YouTube videos, I happen to see some advertisements here and there. Before I could say skip the ad, I happen to see these advertisements and I say, wow, these advertisements have such good messages. But why don't they get played on the television? That's my question which I asked myself. Then I realized, yeah, probably the advertisement message is very long here. It's at least takes 3 minutes. In that 3 minutes, the people on the television can mint a lot of money. Yes, so that is the reason. See, there are many people who want to advertise their products and ensure that their advertisements are played. So this makes the advertisement very, very less effectiveness. There is no effect of the advertisement. So the real message what you wanted to tell people gets lost in this advertisement. So all this adds to the disadvantage of advertising. Moving down to the objections to advertising. Now, objections. What exactly is objections? I want to tell this to you very clearly. Before that, I will mark here 4 marks. Okay, 4 marker. Very, very important. I'm putting the into marks so that you will know it's very, very important. Now, what is objections? I'm not telling objectives, or I'm not telling you objections. Objections means people are speaking for, people are speaking to. Okay, now what is this for and people are speaking to? Now, in if you look at a court, if you're looking at a court case, an argument, there's an opponent who speaks like saying that we don't agree to whatever people are saying, and the other person says we do agree to whatever you are saying. So what is it? There are two parties here. Same thing refers to the objections to advertising. Some people are debating, telling that no, advertising is cheating people. Some people are saying no, advertisements are not cheating people. Then some people are saying that these messages, some people they try to convey faulty messages or false messages, and people say no, I don't think so. That's so you have like a to and fro for this objections of advertising. So the notes I've already put here, okay, but there are only important words or sentences that you need to concentrate on. Some people say advertisements are bakwas. I don't think they need to even advertise. Even without they telling me, I know Wimbar washes my vessels, so I'll go purchase Wimbar. So why do they have to 100 times keep telling me about Vim, or why do they have to keep telling me about Exo? So all these are things which people say that I don't think it adds value. So what are these objections? Now you have 5 objections to advertising. The first one is it adds to cost, confuses the buyer. So when we speak about adds to cost, what is the meaning of adds to cost? I was telling you, if you want to manufacture a soap, it's just 5 rupees. But if you want to make an advertisement for the soap, you're spending 10 lakhs for advertising. Now tell me, this 10 lakhs will get divided, some portion will get divided into the product cost. So when you're selling the product, will you sell it for 5 rupees or will you sell it for 10 rupees? Definitely you will sell it for 10 rupees. Why? Because you have advertised for the product and you have spent money for the product, so that money you need to get it back from the customers. So some people are saying what they doing is not right. Some people are saying it doesn't really matter, but as long as we are getting the money. Second one is confuses the buyer. What is happening? You're showing so many products. You're showing the competitors are also showing a lot of their products like Exo, Wimbar, whatnot they are having, like Surf Excel, Matic, and you have Ariel. You have so many things. At the end of the day, the buyer gets confused. Okay, so do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? That's where the debate takes place. Undermine social values. They say certain advertisements are not supposed to be shown, or they don't respect the society. You show girls wearing less clothes, men wearing less clothes, which is against the society, because there are children also who are watching the television, or let's say different various platforms, which they think that is not right for them to be advertising these kinds of products. That encourages the sale of inferior products. Inferior products refers to not good quality products. Okay. Then some advertisements are bad in taste. Again, this I have a very interesting advertisement for you that I want to tell you about. So let's move. The main reason I was explaining in the previous slide was because I have included notes here, okay, that notes so that you can understand, or anytime you feel like pausing and making notes of it, it's easy for you to do it. So that's the reason I thought let me put the notes, but I did not want to explain here because I don't want you to get scared looking at the right way writing. Okay, so now what refers to adds to cost? The opponent of advertising. Opponent is the person who doesn't really like these advertisements, and he is arguing that these advertisements are unnecessary ads and it adds to the cost of the product. Like example, I was telling you, if it's a 5 rupees soap, just because they're advertising the product, I'm ending up paying 10 rupees to the soap. So tell me, don't you think these advertisements are rubbish? That is what he is telling. So which is ultimately passed, and this headache falls on the buyer. So that means I have to end up paying the buyer. Now you tell me, you're manufacturing the product, that means you should bear the cost. Why should the customers bear the cost is what he is asking. So advertisements on television, just for a few minutes, people end up paying lakhs of rupees. So same thing on the newspaper, on the magazine, if you want to advertise, you need to spend a lot of money. So what are they saying? This cost what you are spending, at the end of the day the customers have to bear the cost. So don't you think it is a burden for the customers? Whether it's true, whether it's false, yes, it is true. That means yes, it's burdening for the customers to pay the product, and it is not right on your behalf to pass the money on the heads of the customers. If it's your product, you want to earn profit, then you should bear the cost for the advertising, is what the opponents are telling. So this statement adds to cost, is it true or false? It is true. Undermines social values. Now, what are they talking about social values? This is another important criticism of advertising. Okay, it breeds discontent among people as they come to know about new products and they feel dissatisfied. That means what? Probably you are a person who doesn't let's say who doesn't have the money to buy this McDonald's burger, but let's say all your friends around you are eating McDonald's burger and they force you to also eat, and they also tell you, if you don't have this kind of burger, I don't think you are capable enough, or I don't think you are posh enough like us. So what happens? A product is determining your standard of living or your status of life. Do you think is right or do you think it's wrong? It is wrong, right? No product should determine your lifestyle, your status, and nobody has the right to criticize what you are doing. Okay, so some advertisements show new lifestyles which don't find social approval. This criticism is not entirely true. So what are the critics saying? What are the opponents saying? It is up to people to decide whether they want to use their product, whether they don't want to use the product. So it is not true that these advertisements are and they are not affecting people. It is up to people to get affected. It's up to people to open their mouth and speak, is what the advertisers are saying. What they are saying is, we are advertising the product, we are not doing anything else more than that. Okay, so this uses the buyer. Definitely, you look at Pepsi ads, you look at Coke ads, continuously you're looking at Mountain Dew ads. When you go to the shop, you like all the three. You get confused which product to buy, right? So, what is happening? Too many advertisements, too many products, the buyers get confused and they end up, sometimes they end up making the wrong choice. And then they remember, oh my god, this is the product I always buy. Why did I foolishly go and buy some other product? Why? Because of too many advertisements and too many products. People are getting confused. So is it true? Is it false? Yes, it is true. So I'm going to write here true. The previous one was false. This one is. The fourth one is, it encourages the sale of inferior advertising or inferior products. Now what are they saying here? People are advertising various kinds of products. Okay, it doesn't have to be inferior. Like example, when you're talking about Head and Shoulders and All Clear or Clear, it's up to people to decide whether what they want to buy, whether they want to buy a Head and Shoulders, whether they want to buy All Clear. It's their preference. We don't have to make claims telling that you need to buy this, you need to buy that. And the advertisers do not have the right to put down the usage of anyone else's company. Okay, so that I would come into the next point. But what am I saying? people to purchase even inferior. People have the right to purchase even the inferior products that they want to buy. Example. Now let's not talk about this particular picture here. Now what are they saying? They are advertising so many products. Like example, you are advertising, let's say, Dove shampoo, which is a 2 rupees sachet. Also you're advertising. You're advertising Dove, which is in a bottle. Also you're advertising other sorts of soaps and shampoos. Now tell me, does it really mean that you have to buy the 2 rupee shampoo, you have to buy the bottle and use? You can buy whichever you want. So a person who cannot afford to buy a bottle, a bigger bottle, he will definitely go buy a 2 rupee sachet. That's his desire. So does it mean that the advertisers should not advertise about the inferior products or smaller products? No, they can. They have the right to advertise. So what are they saying? Advertisers sell product of all given quality. It is up to the buyer, that is, it's up to the customer whether they want to buy the product, whether they don't want to buy the product. Okay, they have the right to judge the quality of the product, and depending on the quality they can buy the product. One is, some advertisements are in bad taste. Now this is the ad I wanted to talk to you. Now tell me, they show sometimes, what is this bad taste that they're talking about? Bad taste refers to uh, unwanted things that they show on the advertisement. Sometimes they show girls wearing less number of clothes, dancing when it's not even required. Sometimes they show guys are running on the road when it is really not needed for the advertisement. Now, what are you trying to tell, or what are you trying to portray in the advertisement is what is not right. Okay, example, I always think of this Axe chocolate deodorant. Definitely, this deodorant smells good, but tell me, in reality, why do you have to show girls who run behind the man and literally have to bite the man made of chocolate? Do you think in reality, will a girl do that? No, right? And do women pounce on just one man at in a public area? Because I've seen the Axe chocolate advertisement, and I've actually wondered. Um, it looked funny. Probably it looked good initially when you saw a chocolate man smiling and walking on the road. But don't you think it is not right for some kind of people? Probably if children are watching it, it's not right. So what are they saying? The criticism against advertising is that some advertisements are in bad taste. That means you should advertise in such a manner that people will end up buying your product, not that people will, you don't have to send the wrong message to people. Like example, women dancing when it's not required, men running on the road when it's not required, wearing a particular kind of a dress, and particular perfumes are certainly not good to be shown. Okay, why? Because all these are misleading advertisement, you're sending the wrong message, and because of these kinds of advertisements, the other people are getting affected, the other advertisers are getting affected, is what they are saying. So as a conclusion to the topic, what you would do, you would say most of the criticism against advertising are not entirely true, because until now we saw 5 points. In 5 points, 3 points were true, 2 points was maybe false. So what are they saying? Even if advertisement is wrong, but it is ensuring that it's bringing money or revenue into our country. So, and many people all around the world are looking at advertisement, and these advertisements are improving our market. So definitely it adds value to our economy. So definitely advertisement is a very, very important promotional tool. And this particular topic is very, very important. So if you have any questions, if you have any doubts, please let me know. I would ensure to help you. And if you have any doubts, leave a comment in the comment box. I would go ahead and explain it to you. Thank you so much.